delivering great boxing action on one of the most important weekends in boxing. But this time, we'll have rising Mexican star Jaime Munguia defending his WBO middleweight world title against African contender Patrick Allotey. Our co-main event will feature one of our biggest rising stars in Ryan Garcia as he takes on a very skilled fighter in Avery Sparrow in a 10-round lightweight battle. As always, we will have a stacked undercard, including WBC super middleweight world champion Franchon Cruz defending her title against WBC heavyweight world champion Alejandra Jimenez in a fight that will also be for the WBO title. This event will take place at one of the most exciting venues in boxing today, the Dignity Health Sports Park here in Carson, California. Tickets are still available. We will have a sellout by tomorrow, so you want to make sure to purchase your tickets at www.goldenboytickets.com. They are also available here in person at the Dignity Health Sports Park box office. Make sure you get them. We will have a sellout. Additionally, we'll be having a Mexican fiesta on the day of the fight with food, festivities, drinks, tecate. We'll have a banda jaladora, who will start their festivities at 3 p.m. Leading up all the way to the fight. Furthermore, this major event will be streamed live on DAZN, the global leader in sports streaming. Together with DAZN, we're committed to making boxing more accessible and affordable by giving fans the best fights without the price tag of pay-per-view. So be sure you catch the fight exclusively on DAZN. Lastly, before we hear from our participants today, I want to thank our sponsors, Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and Hennessy, Never Stop, Never Settle, and Orange Crush. Thank you for all your support. So now let me introduce to you a man who I respect dearly, inside the ring and outside the ring. He is my business partner at Golden Boy Promotions. He's a person who obviously understands the game inside and out. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce to you the legendary middleweight champion of the world, Bernard Hopkins. Bernard.
Thanks, partner. Everything is good. To all the fighters to my right, Garcia, everybody here, Franchon. I believe the women match is probably going to be trying to really take over this thing, man, because I'm excited to see that. But you know, everybody here has an opportunity to show their talents on a high scale and level around the world. So enjoy the fight and look at the talent that's here. There's champions and some wannabe champions, and you know, understand that this is what boxing is all about, is to bring the best, whether they're starting at a level before they get to that top level, or they're already there. So let's just enjoy this moment and see the talent become superstars eventually. So thank you, and enjoy the fight and get the tickets.
Thank you very much, Bernard. As always, we at Golden Boy Promotions love to present a stacked undercard full of action, featuring fighters from our own stable, from our partner stable, Sanford Promotions, and from Matchroom Boxing. We at Golden Boy love working with every promoter out there. Anyone who is willing to put the best fights on for the fans, we at Golden Boy are always welcome them with open arms. So let me introduce to you super middleweight prospect Diego Pacheco, who will be fighting in a 6-round battle, and Pacheco's promoted by Matchroom Boxing. So it's another indication from us at Golden Boy that we don't mind working with anybody else. We don't mind working with other promoters. That's exactly who we are, to give you the best fights possible. So Diego Pacheco, thank you very much for being here. We greatly appreciate it. Also, Joselito Velasquez, a rising flyweight prospect out of Cancun, Mexico, who participated in the 2016 Summer Olympic Games. He'll be fighting at the zone card. Yeah, he'll be fighting at the zone card. And Velasquez, who is with Sanford Promotion, is trained by the Hall of Famer Freddie Roach, and also by my fellow 1992 Olympian Pep Riley. So obviously Joselito has the goods to become somebody special, and he's on his way. So we're very happy that you can participate in these festivities this weekend. We also are featuring 2 fighters from the local West Side Boxing Club with the Salcido brothers. The first fighter is Alejandro Pinpon Reyes from Mexicali, Mexico, who we're excited to be showcasing. Also, Rafael El Alaquin Gramajo, who is also here. Who, if you've never seen him fight, believe me, you don't want to miss it. You want to be here early. You want to, sit down and watch these exciting young prospects move on to hopefully that search for that world title. So we're very happy to be working with West Side Boxing Club. Finally, the main DAZN stream card will begin with a very intriguing battle between 2 of our hardest hitting fighters. Ruthless Romero Duno, a native of the Philippines, will defend his NABO lightweight title against Ivan Striker Delgado in a 10-round fight. We also want to thank, and like I said, we love working with other promoters. We want to thank the entire team at Sanman Promotions for their partnership in promoting Duno. This will be a very exciting battle that will not go the distance, I believe, as the 2 fighters are very aggressive. They're fighters who understand what's at stake, so we strongly feel that the fact that they're fighting in this arena, and as you know, I'm sure everybody has watched live fights here, there's something about this arena that just brings out the best in you. So I'm really looking forward to this fight. Now I want to introduce to you a Golden Boy fighter who is one of the most versatile boxers in the sport today. Aside from being a world champion, she's also a singer, a songwriter, a motivational speaker, and a clothing designer. If you can tell by the way she's looking, sharp, obviously. She is a former international amateur boxing champion who already has had tough fights against Clarissa Shields and Marisela Cornejo. She currently lives in Baltimore, Maryland, where she trains under Barry Hunter and alongside her husband Glenn DeZern. Now she will be unifying her WBC super middleweight world title and the vacant WBO super middleweight world championship against Alejandra La Tigre Jimenez. Her opponent Alejandra is a very, very tough challenge. She's a world champion herself and captured the WBC heavyweight world title before moving down for one more opportunity. Unfortunately, Alejandra's not here, could not join us here today, but we want to thank, again, another promoter that we're working with Cancun Boxing and Pepe Gomez. So thank you for your support, who promotes Alejandra. So, I mean, nevertheless, we have our defending champion here today. So please welcome to the podium with a record of 5-1 and 2 knockouts, the WBC champion in the super middleweight division, Franchon, the heavy-hitting diva, Cruz Desern.
Thank you. I'm just so excited right now. I feel like a kid in a candy store. September 14th is long etched in boxing history. For the last decade, that's when some of the best fights take place. So to have an opportunity through Golden Boy to defend my title and get to present myself to the world as I see it as a champion of not only boxing but as life is just one of the highlights of my life. Everybody's talking about how big and strong my opponent is, but my heart and my intellect is going to be bigger and stronger. This is an opportunity for me to show what having the right support like I'm getting from my promoter, having the allotted time to train, because like he said, I fought undisputed unified champion with a 2.5-week notice and was blessed to hold my own. So with a good training camp and great people in my corner and just the people, I'm the people's champ, having them behind me, you guys are going to see one of the best versions of me. And yes, mi español es muy mala, pero yo sé how important El Día de Mexico independence is, and I respect it. So just know, I'm not coming to play, I'm coming to slay. And I'm coming to entertain. Like he said, I make my own outfits. I made my own boxing attire. So just get ready for a show. And thank you for supporting me.
Muchas gracias. I'm really looking forward to that fight. I obviously, as you know, women's boxing is not on the rise, it's already here. And we at Golden Boy Promotions feel proud. We feel proud that we can showcase these talents and continuing to open the doors for much bigger and better things for women's boxing. So thank you very much for participating and being here. Next, again, as you can see, we work with many promoters to deliver the best boxing shows. Our co-main event is no exception, as we are joined today by a legendary Hall of Famer. In just a few weeks, he and his team will be celebrating 50 years. 50 years in boxing, okay? He is here today to represent Avery Sparrow. Please welcome to the podium, Mr. Russell Peltz.
Oscar, did you say that this fight is going to be sold out?
Yes.
Can we renegotiate? I was on vacation when I got a call from Robert Diaz. I was somewhere in the Mediterranean. As Robert will tell you, whenever he calls me or any promoter or matchmaker call me, I don't say hello. The first thing I say is, we'll take it. And that's my attitude, and that's why we're here. Because my theory is a terrible thing happens when a fighter doesn't fight. And that terrible thing is nothing. And I've been literally begging PBC, Top Rank, Eddie Hearn, anybody to fight Avery Sparrow with any 130-pounder in the world, righty, lefty, anywhere, anytime. Even after he beat Hank Lundy on Eddie Hearn's card in Philly, no one was interested. So I came out here with Avery Sparrow, who's really a featherweight at 126, to fight Ryan Garcia, who when the bell rings will probably be a middleweight. But that's okay, because it's better than punching the bag in the gym. Fighter calls me up and he says to me, I need a tune-up. I say, go to the auto body shop, don't call me. You know, we're in a business where there's nothing but tune-ups and appearance fights. And to me, the Sparrow-Garcia fight is the most intriguing fight in this entire weekend. Whether it's here in Vegas or anywhere, this is the fight that I think most people are talking about. Can a little featherweight from Philly outsmart and outgun the heavy-handed guy who's going to have a stadium filled with all his backers? And that's okay, because there's no better feeling to me in all the years I've been in boxing as to winning a big fight on the road. I promoted a lot of wonderful fights in Philly, but the most memorable fights that I've ever been associated with have been big wins out of town. Whether it was Benny Briscoe over Tony Mundine in Paris in '74, or just a couple of years ago when Jason Sosa beat Javier Fortuna in Beijing. So everybody knows Philly guys are tough. My buddy Bernard Hopkins certainly knows. I wonder who he'll be rooting for Saturday night. That's about all I have to say. I'm proud of Avery. He's never turned down a fight. He's never complained. Well, he's never turned down a fight. So, regardless of the size difference of the two fighters, I think, just for one aside, I just want to say this. When I first started promoting in '69, fighters weighed in at noon the day of the fight. I'm a big believer in day of the fight weigh-ins. And when I got the welcome letter the other day, and I saw that the weigh-in was scheduled for 1 o'clock the day before, I mean, come on, Arturo Gatti, if he's fighting at 135, how many seconds in the year, 365 days, 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. How many seconds in a year do you think Arturo Gatti weighed 135? 10 seconds if he had 3 fights, 3 weigh-ins? I know they talk about rehydrating, but if you're a 160-pounder, you should be fighting a 160-pound fight. You shouldn't be killing yourself to get down to 147 and then say, I need to rehydrate. This is not an excuse. We don't make excuses. We know what we're in for. We know it's a tough fight. And guess what? What's wrong with a tough fight? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Russell. Our next participant is like Russell said, a tough contender from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Boxing insiders know him for his boxing skills, his IQ, his willingness to take on the very best, the toughest challenges. He first fought on the Golden Boy card when he took on Jose Wonderboy Lopez on very short notice. Sparrow defeated him soundly in a bout that took place in 2017. Most recently, Sparrow made his DAZN debut by scoring a decision victory against hammering Hank Lundy in a bout where he scored 2 knockdowns against the veteran fighter. Now he takes on yet another stiff test on the biggest stage of his career to date. With a record of 10-1, 3 knockouts, please welcome to the podium Avery 8+ Sparrow.
I thank everybody for coming out. Oscar, Golden Boy, Russell Peltz, Ryan Garcia and his team for accepting this fight. As Russell said, man, my natural weight is 126 pounds. I can get there easy. Unfortunately, we can't get no fights there. Unfortunately, we can't get no fights at 130. So my last fight was at 135 pounds against Hammer Hank Lundy. I dropped him 2 times. I controlled the whole fight. Felt good. I felt strong at that weight. That was coming off a year layoff. But this time around, I had a great camp. I'm solid. I'm filling into the weight at 135. Great sparring partners. Camp went really smooth. I got a lot of people backing me, a lot of people supporting me. So this opportunity, I'm gonna take full advantage of it. Ryan Garcia, he's a talented young fighter. But me personally, I feel like he's yet been in tough, yet to be proven. Like De La Hoya said, I fought in 2017, which is some years ago, Jose Lopez, and defeated him, which was Ryan's last opponent, who's been stopped twice after that, who's been beaten by me. So I mean, he's getting guys that I already beat, you know what I'm saying, on the come up. So he hasn't really been put in tough. So when Russell says it's a tough fight, Russell's always going to say it's a tough fight because, you know what I mean, he wants to make sure everything is good and I'm staying focused. But to me, I really don't see that as a tough fight. He comes in, he only has one plan, to knock everybody out. When he went the distance with Carlos Morales and Jason Velez, he had a tough time. He really likes to hold. He doesn't have no inside game. So it's a lot of things that we have to prove, that Ryan has to prove. There's not a lot of things that I have to prove. I've been in tough. I've been on the B side a lot of times. I fought heavier guys. I've been hurt in fights. I got up. I went the distance ample amount of time. So everything is out there for me. You know what I'm saying? We know I'm built Peltz tough. But the first 15, 16 fights when you're signed with an elite promotional company are favored for you to win. So this fight right here is the opportunity to show if Ryan Garcia really is who he say he is. And I'm the guy. If he beats me, then you guys can be sure to definitely make sure that Ryan Garcia is going to be on to do big things. But after I beat him, he's a good fighter. He still has time to grow. He still has time to become a world champion. He still has time to do a lot of things, but I just really believe he bit off more than he can chew. And come this weekend on Saturday, the world is going to see that Ryan Garcia is over with. The Instagram and all the fame and all that, it doesn't win fights. Hard work, talent, dedication, ring smarts, the ability to adjust on the fly. We saw he can't adjust on the fly. We saw he can't make adjustments in the ring. It's already been proven. We saw that I've been dropped, get up, and win fights. We saw that I fought bigger guys and boxed them. We saw that I fought bigger guys and banged them. So I showed everything. Ryan Garcia has a lot to prove, and he's going to have to prove it because I'm coming to fight. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out, and you better tune in because it's going to be a real exciting fight. And Ryan Garcia is done.
All right, thank you very much, Avery. You know, every fight on the telecast portion on the undercard is a fight that can steal the show, and we strongly feel that we have the best matchmaker in the business today. So let me acknowledge Roberto Diaz, who puts on a tremendous show. Obviously, my president, Eric Gomez, who I don't know what he does, but we strongly feel that we've put something here that is special. Special because of the date. September 16th, which is Mexican Independence Day, has held the biggest boxing events in the history of the sport. You have to go back to Julio Cesar Chavez. You have to go back to some of my fights, most of my fights, Canelo, and now Jaime Munguia, and now Ryan Garcia, and all these fights here. So it's about staging the best event at the best stadium, but there's something about Saturday night that's gonna be fireworks. So I'm really looking forward to every single fight. Our next fighter is a young man who has already demonstrated his potential as a star fighter. When we signed this young fighter in 2016, he's been developing as a solid contender, as a fighter who we feel can reach the stars. He's trained by a great trainer in Eddie Reynoso, who is bringing out the best in him. So we feel very excited to see exactly what is yet to come. So He's defeated the fighters such as Carlos Morales, Jason Velez, Jose Lopez. And like I said, being trained by Eddie Reynoso is gonna take him to that next level that everybody wants to, aspires to be at. We at Golden Boy Promotions are very proud to be working with a young fighter who is the pride of Victorville, California, with a record of 18-0 and 15 knockouts. Let me introduce to you Ryan Garcia. Ryan.
Hey everybody, thank you for coming out. This Saturday, I just plan to show all my improvements in the ring. I want to make something clear. I don't rehydrate to a middleweight. I actually always clock in at 142 every time I rehydrate, so I don't want to hear no excuses. But you know, he claims that he has a lot of experience. I mean, he has 11 fights. I mean, I don't know how much experience you could have with that. I was in amateurs maybe even longer than him, so you know, I have just as much experience, and you know, I've been working in the gym to get better each and every time. And every camp, you know, I just strive to get better and better every day, you know. I know there's a lot of pressure on me, a lot of hype, and I know a lot of things that people say about me. The only thing I look to do is to become the best fighter I could be. So, you know, a lot of people like to focus on my Instagram. I don't know why. Everybody talks about it, but you don't hear me trying to boast about it. Everybody just talks about it. I just know that, you know, it connects me to my fans, and, you know, why wouldn't I want to, you know, connect to the people that support me? So, you know, this Saturday, I just come to get my respect, and, you know, respect is earned, not given. So, you know, I know he's going to bring all he got, but, you know, I'm looking to prove that, you know, it's probably much easier from the outside to say something, but when you're in there, it's different. So this Saturday, stay tuned. It's going to be a good one.
Can I tell you a little story? You know what I love when Ryan fights? For some reason, I see like those little girls that come out. Their moms were my fans when. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, wow, I see the old faces, you know, like, oh, yeah, I know you. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool for boxing because it's a whole new audience, you know. It's like, you know, you're bringing new fans to the sport, which is incredible, which we all have to like applaud and be grateful for, you know. So it's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty cool. I can't wait for it. Now for our main event. You know, when we were deciding, you know, who's gonna fill in that spot for September, I didn't hesitate in thinking about Jaime Munguia, you know, who is from Tijuana, Baja California, who is connected with his Mexican fans, who is becoming a superstar in Mexico, and already is. So we decided to headline Jaime Munguia, who's a world champion in his own right. He's a WBO world champion. But we had to put him with a real tough fighter, with a real fighter who is going to come and derail all those plans. You know, and that's what it's all about. That's what boxing is all about. You know, a coin flip. And especially when we were looking at his opponent or the contender, when I talked to Roberto Diaz and Eric Gomez, you know, they mentioned to me a fighter from Ghana. It instantly reminded me of Azuma Nelson. It reminded me of Ike Cortez. It reminded me of tough fighters. And we instantly said yes. This is the guy because fighters from Ghana, fighters who they come to fight. They have passion. They have, you know, it's incredible. It's incredible how the history of the sport has produced some of the best fighters hailing from Ghana, like the fighters I just mentioned. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you a native from Ghana. He is 28 years old. He has a great record of 40 wins, 3 losses with 30 knockouts. So you know he has dynamite in both hands. Let me introduce to you Patrick Allotey. Patrick.
Well, thank you, Oscar de la Hoya, and also thanks to everybody here. I feel good. I feel good for coming Saturday because I've prepared well for this bout. And when I hear the rumors about this fight, I said, wow, this fight I have to come on because I need to be a world champion too. So like Oscar de la Hoya said, in Ghana we have great fighters like Azumanes, like Allotey, Joseph Agbeko, and we have a lot, and I'm very happy to become one of them. I know Munguia is a very great fighter, and he has power like I do, and I know coming Saturday, Munguia is coming to throw his big shots and he thinks he can knock Patrick Allotey out. No, because I have a very long-term skills that I will defend myself and to win this bout because I'm also a great fighter and also have power like you do, and I'm coming in to fight and win. So I think on Saturday it will be a very great fight, and I think the best man win. Yeah, because when you are outside, you can talk a lot, and when you get into the ring, it's different. So on 14th September is gonna be a tough bout between me and Munguia. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick. Our next speaker is a legendary fighter who has competed in some of the biggest fights in recent years. He captured titles at super bantamweight, featherweight, super featherweight, and super lightweight, facing fighters such as Marc Antonio Barrera and Manny Pacquiao, and if you remember that vicious right hand, I believe, to Daniel Zaragoza's abdomen, it was incredible. Morales has spent his final years as a fighter under the Golden Boy banner, taking on very tough challengers, and he will always be considered family. Now, he's a trainer, and I've seen firsthand of what he's capable of, and he's now training world champions like Jaime Munguia. He has demonstrated his abilities inside the ring, and now he wants to demonstrate his abilities as a trainer outside the ring. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Jaime Munguia's trainer, Eric Morales. Eric.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yo creo que el 16 de septiembre es una fecha importante.
16th of December is an important date.
Es una fecha mexicana. Hoy se va a festejar el 14 de septiembre.
It's a Mexican date, and everyone's going to celebrate on the
Para mí es
14th.
un honor estar entrenando a la nueva cara del boxeo mexicano.
It's an honor to be training a new face of Mexican boxing.
Y sobre todo satisfecho de saber que es un joven que tiene talento, que tiene ganas, que tiene las metas bien claras y definidas para lograr ser un gran mexicano de los boxeadores preferidos.
And overall satisfied to be training a young boxer who has a lot of desire, a lot of motivation, and his goals set on becoming one of the faces of boxing.
Lo único que hemos hecho con él es apoyarle y ayudarle a que explote mejor sus condiciones de boxeador. Tiene gran talento.
What we've done is to make sure that we utilize what he has and exploit those abilities in the ring.
Y el sábado lo van a ver. Gracias.
This Saturday you will see it. Thank you.
So for this Mexican Independence Day weekend, we are working with our partners at Sanfer Promotions, and we are currently in a strategic partnership to make Jaime Munguia into a worldwide star. It really has been a pleasure working with Fernando. We are in talks of doing of working a huge strategy to change boxing, and it is exciting to know that we have a partner who is loyal, a partner who understands our goal and our vision. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you the CEO of Sanfer Promotions, Fernando Beltrán. Fernando.
Thank you, Oscar. Good afternoon to everybody. ¿Qué tal? Gracias, Oscar. Muchas gracias a todos. Voy a hablar primero en español, porque creo que la fecha lo amerita. Quiero decirles que estoy muy contento, muy orgulloso de estar hoy aquí con todos ustedes. Les doy las gracias por haber asistido a esta conferencia de prensa. Y quisiera primero hablar de la gran función que tenemos para el día 14. Creo que, como bien lo dijo Oscar, es una fecha muy importante para todos los mexicanos y no existe ningún lugar en el mundo, después de nuestro país México, donde haya más mexicanos que en la ciudad de Los Ángeles. Y eso realmente me enorgullece que hayan escogido esta gran ciudad para hacer este gran evento y para festejar las fiestas patrias, la fiesta de la independencia. Y me siento muy contento, muy contento, la verdad, de todo el ejemplo que está poniendo Oscar de la Hoya y Golden Boy a todos nosotros los promotores, de ver por el boxeo mundial, no importar de quién es el peleador, si es otra promotora o no, sino tratar de hacer las mejores peleas para ustedes, los fanáticos, para que tengan el mejor boxeo que hay en el mundo. Y yo creo que está poniendo un gran ejemplo. Yo creo que la historia lo va a recordar en grande por muchas cosas, y esta va a ser una de ellas. Te felicito, Oscar, y sinceramente es un gran ejemplo. Yo estoy muy contento con esta gran sociedad estratégica para llevar a Munguia a donde lo queremos llevar. Queremos que sea el que lleve la bandera de México muy en alto, y lógicamente en esta empresa, en Golden Boy, están los mejores peleadores en esa división, sobre todo el peleador que realmente ahorita es el peleador que domina las 160 libras, que es el Gran Canelo Álvarez, y a quien respetamos, pero también queremos estar en esa posición. Y pues la verdad, este es un gran paso el representar el 16 de septiembre estelarizando con Jaime Munguia. Y pues estamos súper contentos, estamos muy orgullosos de defender nuestro título de la OMB de la 154. También queremos agradecer a la familia Suleimán y sobre todo al Consejo Mundial de Boxeo de tomar en cuenta el reconocimiento del cinturón Maya para esta fecha. Lógicamente es un cinturón emblemático que quisiéramos salir triunfantes para tenerlo, pero lógicamente estamos muy orgullosos de defender el cinto de la OMB, donde es campeón Jaime Munguia de las 154 libras, Super Welter. Y pues la verdad creo que el sábado va a ser una gran pelea. Estoy muy contento también, y muy pocas veces se felicita a las familias de los boxeadores, pero las familias hacen el mismo sacrificio que un boxeador, verlos sufrir por bajar. Y la verdad, quiero felicitar a toda la familia Munguia, a toda su abuelita que no lo deja, a que se encuentre aquí con nosotros, a su mamá, a toda su familia, a su papá y sobre todo a su equipo. Creo que tiene un gran equipo y creo que el sábado van a ver a Eric Morales como entrenador. Le deseamos la mejor de las suertes y pues que gane el mejor. Thank you very much for being here and not done yet. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here. I think it's gonna be a sensational fight. This day, September 16 is sensational, and I think it's a great fight. I think Oscar is putting a big example, putting fighters with other promoters, with fighters who are from other promoters, and that's what boxing is all about. I congratulate Oscar. I'm very happy to be in this strategic partnership, and I think Munguia is the next face of boxing, without a doubt. Thank you very much.
Gracias, Fernando. So next is a fighter who has made big waves in the world of boxing. After winning his world title against Saram Ali, he has defended it against Liam Smith, Brandon Cook, Takeshi Inoue, and Dennis Hogan. Now he's taking on a warrior in Patrick Allotey on the most important night of Mexican boxing, or boxing in general. It is a big responsibility, but he is happy and honored to be fighting on this important date. He is the reigning and defending WBO Junior Middleweight World Champion. Please welcome to the podium the native of Tijuana, Mexico, with a record of 33-0 and 26 knockouts, Jaime Munguia. Jaime.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí.
Hi everyone, thank you all for being here.
La verdad que me siento muy contento de estar pues encabezando esta fecha tan importante para mi país y para el boxeo.
The truth is that I feel very honored and happy to be representing my country on this important date.
Me siento feliz y quiero dar las gracias primero que nada a todos los que me han apoyado, a todo mi equipo de trabajo, a Golden Boy, Sanfer, Oscar de la Hoya, Fernando Beltrán.
I'm very happy, but first I want to thank everyone who has supported me from the beginning. Fernando Beltrán, Zanfer Promotions, Golden Boy, Oscar de la Hoya.
Y agradecer pues, como yo lo dije, a mi equipo, a mi papá, a Eric Morales, Fernando Fernández, Noé, Tony, que no se encuentran aquí. Nosotros los tenemos bien presentes porque nos ayudaron mucho en nuestro campamento.
And I also want to thank my father, Eric Morales, Noé, Fernando, some of whom could not be here, but they were very important for my preparation.
Y pues la verdad que me siento listo, me siento preparado para hacer mi quinta defensa y brindarles un gran espectáculo digno de un 14 de septiembre.
And the truth is, I feel ready and I'm prepared to deliver everyone a great show that is worthy of the date of September 14.
Creo que tuve una gran preparación, una de mis mejores preparaciones.
I had a great preparation, perhaps one of my best preparations.
Y pues quiero dar las gracias a Eric Morales por todas las cosas que me ha enseñado, a Fernando Fernández.
I want to thank Eric Morales for everything that he's been showing me, along with Fernando Fernández as well.
Y pues espero este sábado vean un Jaime Munguia totalmente diferente.
And I hope that this Saturday you all see a Jaime Munguia that's totally different.
Me siento listo y vamos con todo este sábado 14 de septiembre y que viva México.
I'm ready for to come with everything and long live Mexico.
Un gran plato inicial. Así es que ya lo saben, recuerden la cita este día sábado en punto de las 11 de la noche a través de Box Azteca 7, la casa del boxeo. Aquí les esperamos para lo que será esta gran cartelera boxística. Ahí los tiene usted justamente a los protagonistas.
Please keep the camera down in the middle, thank you.
Semana de Independencia. Out.